let us move forward towards our 17th unit of Inter first year, and the name of the lesson is If I Were You. Okay, it's a kind of play actually, it's a drama. So before beginning with our play, let me ask you some questions. Suppose while walking one day, suddenly you see someone who looks exactly like you. How would you feel? What will be your reaction? Okay, will you be shocked or will you behave in a normal way? And suppose that person wants to exchange his identity with yours. How would you react at that time? Okay, suppose a person does not want merely to exchange places with his look-alike, he has other evil plans. So just imagine the person, right, who looks very similar to you have any other evil plans. Then how will you react? What will be your expression at that time? So you will be very shocked, right? So in this play we are having such incidents in which there will be an intruder. Intruder is the person who enters a house or building or someone's office, we can say, without permission and with some evil plans. And the second character is a person whose name was Gerrard. Please do remember these two characters. The play rotates only in between these two characters. So now, before beginning with our play, let us have a look on our author's introduction. Douglas James, he was born in the year 1928 and he died in the year 2002. Was an Irish playwright born in Bray, Co-Wicklow. He has written frequently for television. So he usually used to write about television, that is TV. He has also written a number of plays including The Savages, The Ice Goddess, North City, Traffic, Straight Ahead. So this was all about our author. So coming to our play, it is a one-act play, as the title suggests, consists of a single act. So why it is considered as one-act play? Because it consists of only one act, one scene we can say. Generally, there are very few characters in the play. A single situation, idea or problem is depicted, often one that is encountered in everyday's life. The dialogue is simple. The action is depicted in the play takes place in a single location and is completed in the duration it would normally take in real life. Thus, the three unities of time, place and action are observed in one-act plays. Now coming to the meaning of one-act play, it is a play, right, which will take place on single place in a single situation, right, with only few characters we can say, without the involvement of the third person. And here thus we can conclude that three unities, that is unity of time, place and action, are observed in one-act play. Please do remember about this. Now let us proceed towards the play in detail. As I have told you earlier, there are only two characters in the play, that is the Intruder and Gerrard. Okay. Now the scene is a small cottage interior. There is an entrance back right which may be curtained. Another door to the left must be practical door. So it's the play is taking place in a small cottage interior, a small place we can say, that will be having two doors. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left, a chair or two and the divan rather upstage on the right. On the table is the telephone. So this was all the scene, right? A table on the left side, right, and a chair or two or three chairs were there and a divan and a telephone on the table. When the curtain rises, Gerrard is standing by the table making a phone call. He is of medium height and wearing horn-rimmed glasses. He is dressed in a lawn suit and a great coat. His voice is cultured. So this was the description of Gerrard. When the curtain rises, he was standing near the table making a phone call. He was on the call actually. And coming to his description, he was of a medium height and wearing horn-rimmed glasses, that is goggles we can say. He is well dressed in a lawn suit and a great coat and his voice is cultured, that was very sweet. Now Gerrard, what he was speaking on call, let us see that. Well, tell him to phone up directly. I must know. Yes, I expect I will still be there, but you must not count on that. In about 10 minutes time, righto, goodbye. So he was speaking to someone else on the call, right? And he was saying that tell him to phone up directly, tell him to call me directly, right? I will expect, right, that I will still be here. I will be here only. So he was talking about some third person. that is not related to our stuff. He puts down the phone and goes to the divan on the left where there is a travelling bag and starts packing. While he is thus engaged, another man, similar in build to Gerrard, enters from the right silently. Revolver in hand, he is flashily dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat. He bumps accidentally against the table and at the sound, Gerrard turns quickly. So what happened? When he completed his talk on his call, he moved towards the divan to pack his bag. It means that he was about to go somewhere. Okay, so while he was doing so, a man who was very similar to Gerrard entered that room. Fine. How was that man? He was coming to physical appearance, he was very similar to Gerrard only, and coming to the other qualities, he was flashily dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat, and he was carrying a revolver in his hand. Actually, he was trying to come inside very slowly, but he accidentally bumps on the table. So that obviously made a sound, and by this Gerrard turned back. So now Gerrard started saying that why this is a surprise, Mister. So he was amazed to see a man who looked very similar to him, okay, who was a look alike of him. So he said, I am very pleased, I am very surprised to see you, Mister. He stopped saying Mister because he wanted to know the other person's name. And now the intruder started saying that I am glad you are pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for long. Put those paws up. So what happened? Now the intruder said that I am very happy. I am glad that you are pleased, that you are also happy on seeing me. But I don't think that your happiness will remain for a longer time. Now put those paws up. It means that put your hands up, we can say. Gerrard, this is all very melodramatic, not very original, perhaps. But so Gerrard was confused actually. He was saying that it is very melodramatic. It looks like a drama. It is very unnatural to see a man who exactly looks like me. But he was confused. He was unable to say anything. Now the intruder said, trying to be calm, and now Gerrard, nonchalant is your word, I think. Intruder, thanks a lot. You will soon stop being smart. I will make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See, it means that the intruder started blackmailing Gerrard. Why? What might be the reason? Now let us see that. Gerrard, anything you like. I know all the answers. But before we begin, I should like to change my position. You may be comfortable, but I am not. So now Gerrard said, okay, I am ready to solve all of your problems. I am ready to give answers to all of your questions, but let us change our positions. Let me sit wherever I feel comfortable. You might be comfortable, but I am not. Now the intruder said, sit down there and no funny business. Intruder was behaving in a very serious manner. He said, he asked Gerrard to sit at one place without making any funny business. And the Gerrard seats himself on the divan by the bag. Now then, we will have a nice little talk about yourself. The intruder said that. Now Gerrard, at last a sympathetic audience. I will tell you the story of my life. How as a child I was stolen by the gypsies, and why at the age of 32 I find myself in my lonely Essex cottage. How? So what happened? Gerrard wanted to say something. Right? What was that? I will tell you the story of my life. He wanted to share his personal story. He wanted to say that how as a child I have stolen the gypsies. Right? He was a thief actually. And why at the age of 32 I find myself in my lonely Essex cottage. He was about to say that. But the intruder interrupts him by saying, keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. You live here alone. Well, do you? So what happened? Intruder asked him to stop his nonsense and he asked him to just answer his simple questions. And his first question was, you live here alone or not? Gerrard, I am so sorry. I thought you were telling me, not asking me. A question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. So what happened? Gerrard were Gerrard was trying to change the topic. He was saying that, sorry, your voice is unfamiliar. I thought you were talking to me. I did not thought that you are asking me a question and etc. He was trying to change the topic over there. But again the intruder with emphasis asked, do you live here alone? So he was on his same question. He was repeating his question continuously. Then Gerrard said, and if I don't answer, what will you do? To this intruder replied, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. So what was the reply of intruder? I think you have got enough sense, right? You are mature now, and I hope that you are having a sense not to want to get hurt. To this Gerrard replied, I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr. So what happened? Gerrard said, yes, I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain, right? And not in mere desire to do so, right? So what do you think? So he was again questioning intruder. To this the intruder replied, never mind my name. I like yours better, Mr. Gerrard. What are your Christian names? So what did the intruder said? Never mind my name. Don't care about my name because I like yours. Mr. Gerrard, what are your Christian names? What are your other names? So what did Gerrard replied? Vincent Charles. Now the next question of intruder was, do you run a car? To this Gerrard replied, no. Again the intruder started asking some questions like, that's a lie. You are not dealing with a fool. I am as smart as you and smarter. And I know you run a car. Better be careful, wise guy. So when Gerrard said, no, I don't run a car, to this the intruder replied, don't make me fool. The thing you are saying is completely a lie, right? I know that you run a car and don't try to make me fool. Better be careful. Again Gerrard said, are you an American or is that merely a clever imitation? So now, even though the intruder was carrying a gun in his hand, Gerrard was continuing his foolish questions. He again started asking that, are you an American or you are just imitating like that? To this the intruder replied, listen, this gun is not a toy. I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answers, right? So what did the intruder reply? I can hurt you without killing also and still I can get my answers. So don't play smart in front of me. Now Gerrard said, of course, if you put it like that, I will be glad to assist you. I do possess a car and it's in the garage round the corner. So he now accepted that he owns a car that is there in the garage downstairs. Intruder, that's better. Do people often come out here? So what did the intruder ask now? That's very better. But now tell me, do people often come here? Right? To this Gerrard replied, very rarely. Surprisingly few. People take the trouble to visit me. There's a baker and the greengrocer, of course. And then there's the milkman. Quite charming. But no one so interesting as yourself. So what did the Gerrard reply now? Very rarely people visits my house. Right? They feel like trouble in visiting me, right? And the only people who visits my house are the baker, the greengrocer, that is the vegetable vendor we can say, of course, and there is the milkman. Quite charming, but they are not as interesting as you. To this the intruder said, I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. Now Gerrard replied, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? You have been so modest. So now what happened? Intruder said that I came to know that you never see tradespeople here. No businessman or colleagues attend you. What is the reason behind that? To this the Gerrard replied, you seem very considerable about me. You know each and every fact about me. Now tell me something about yourself. You are acting very modest, right? Now I would also like to know about you. Intruder, I could tell you plenty. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class round here. I have got brains and I use them. That's how I have got where I have. So what did the intruder reply? I can tell you plenty about me. You think you are smart, but I am more smarter than you. I have got brains and I use it. That's how I have got here where I am. Now Gerrard, and where precisely have you got it didn't require a great brain to break into my little cottage. So what did Gerrard said? So what do you mean to say? Where have you got actually? I don't think it requires a great brain to break into my little cottage like this. Right? Now the intruder said, when you know why I have broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised and it won't be a pleasant surprise for you. So what did the intruder said now? If you come to know the reason behind me coming inside your cottage forcibly, to this the intruder replied, when you will come to know the reason, right, why I have entered your little cottage, then you will be surprised and it will not be a good surprise for you. Now Gerrard, with you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. By the way, what particular line of crime do you embrace, or aren't you a specialist? Now the intruder replied, my specialty is jewel robbery. Your car will do me a treat. It's certainly a dandy bus. So what happened? With you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable, right? By the way, what particularly line of crime do you embrace? So now Gerrard started asking, right, what is the crime in which you are indulged, right? Aren't you a specialist? To this the intruder replied, my specialty is jewel robbery. Okay, he was a robber actually. Your car will do me a treat. It's certainly a dandy bus. Now Gerrard replied, I am afraid jewels are few and far better in the wilds of Essex. To this the intruder said, so are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. So what was the plan actually? To kill Gerrard and to take his identity. So these were the plans of the intruder, right? And he said that I can retire here nicely for a little while. To this the Gerrard replied, you mean to live with me? A trifle sudden, isn't it? You have not been invited. So Gerrard was misunderstanding him actually. He was thinking that the intruder wanted to stay with him. And he said that I have not invited you. To this, the intruder replied, you won't be here long. So I did not trouble to ask. So you will not be here for so long. So I did not trouble to ask. To this, the Gerrard was very shocked. And he started asking, what do you mean? And intruder said, this is your big surprise. I am going to kill you. So now the intruder expressed his plan to Gerrard that he is going to kill Gerrard and take his identity. Now Gerrard said, a little harsh, isn't it? Don't you think that you are behaving very rude now? To this the intruder replied, yeah, I will be sorry to do it. I have kind of taken a fancy to you. It just got to be done. I'm sorry, but I have to do that. These were the words of the intruder. Now again the Gerrard started asking, why add murder to your other crimes? It's a grave step you are taking. So what did the Gerrard said? Why you want to add murder to your crime list? You are just a thief and a robber, right? Why do you want to become a murderer now? And to this intruder replied, I am not taking it for fun. I have been hunted long enough. I am wanted for murder already and they can't hang me twice. So what did the intruder said? No, I don't want to kill you for fun, but I have been hunted. Cops are searching for me for a long time. I am a wanted murderer already, right? He was already a wanted criminal and they can't hang me twice. So what did he say? I am already indulged in a murder case. Now if I kill you also, they can't hang me twice. Okay, now the Gerrard said, you are planning a gracious double. So to speak, admitted you have nothing to lose. But what have you to gain? To this Gerrard replied, okay, I believe that you don't have anything to lose, right? But what will you gain by killing me? To this the intruder said, I have got freedom to gain. As myself, I am a poor hunted rat. As Vincent Charles Gerrard, I am free to go places and do things. I can eat well and sleep well and without having to be ready to beat it at the sight of a cop. So what did he say? I will be gaining freedom. I can move wherever I want by becoming Vincent Charles Gerrard. By taking your identity, right, I will no longer remain a criminal. And I can move anywhere I want. I did not have to run by seeing the cops. Now the Gerrard said, In most melodramas, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing, enough to be frustrated. You are much luckier. So he said that you are very luckier because in most of the melodramas, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing, enough to be frustrated, right? But you are luckier here. Why he was saying that? Let us see. Intruder replied, I am okay. I have got a reason for everything. I am going to be Vincent Charles Gerrard C. I have got to know what he talks like. Now I know that posh stuff comes easy. This is Mr. V.C. Gerrard speaking, right? And that's not all. Get up a minute. So actually what did he said now? I am okay. I have delayed your killing, but I have learned how you live, right? Now I can easily imitate you, right? I have got to know what he talks like. I come to know how you talk, right? See, he was giving the example. This is Mr. V.C. Gerrard speaking, right? He heard that when Gerrard was on his call. Then, and that's not all. He stand up and said, get up a minute. Gerrard stands now. Now take a look at me. He started imitating Gerrard actually. Now Gerrard replied, you are not particularly decorative. Intruder said, no, well that goes for you too. I have only got to wear specs and I will be enough like you to get away with it. So what happened? Gerrard was very calm actually. He was not at all panicked. He said that you doesn't look very decorative actually, right? And to this the intruder replied, and it goes for you also. You are also not that much fashionable. If I just wear spectacles, then I will be looking enough like you. Now the Gerrard said, what about your clothes? They will let you down if you are not careful. And the Gerrard started asking that, what about your dressing, attire, the clothes that you are wearing? That will let you down if you don't care for it. And the intruder replied, now that will be alright. Yours will fit me fine. So what did he said now? It's not a big deal about the clothes because your clothes will also fit me fine. I can wear them. Now Gerrard said, this is extremely interesting, but you seem to miss the point of my remark. I said, you were luckier than most melodramatic villains. It was not a tribute to your intelligence. You won't kill me for a good reason. So what happened? Now Gerrard said, okay, that is very interesting, right? The person who was standing in front of Gerrard was really a very interesting person, right? And Gerrard continued saying, but you seem to miss the point of my remark. You did not concentrate on my words. What I have said you earlier, that you are luckier than most of the melodramatic villains. It was not a tribute to your intelligence. He was not praising Intruder's intelligence actually. But what he continued, he said that you won't kill me for a good reason. So Gerrard was very sure, very confident that Intruder is not going to kill him. Now Intruder said, so that's what you think. Okay, so that is the reason you are very confident. Now Gerrard replied, you will let me go and thank God you did not shoot sooner. So what did Gerrard said? That if I come up with my story, then you will only let me go and you will definitely thank the God because you did not shoot me. Now Intruder said, come on, what's on your mind? Better be quick. This conversation bores me. So Intruder said that, come on, what you want to say it quickly because this conversation that is going on between two of us is very boring. Now Gerrard said, your idea is to elude the police by killing me and taking on my identity. So the Gerrard started asking, is it your idea, right, to exchange our identities, right, so that you can be safe? Intruder replied, yes, I like this idea. Now Gerrard said, but are you sure it's going to help you? Let us see, what is the twist here? Intruder replied, now listen here, I have got this all planned. I did a job in town. Things went wrong and I killed a cop. Since then I have done nothing but dodge. So Intruder replied that, see, I have made long plans for all these things, right? I did a job in my town, but because of some circumstances, I accidentally killed a cop. And from that time I am running and I am hiding from the cops and I am busy in making these plans. Gerrard replied, and this is where dodging has brought you? So this is what you are planning? You have reached here? To this Intruder replied, it brought me to Aylesbury. That's where I saw you. in the car. Two other people saw you and started to talk. I listened. It looks like you are a bit queer, kind of a mystery man. So what did he say? It brought me to Aylesbury. It's the name of a place where the intruder saw Gerrard in the car, right? Two other people also saw him and they were talking about this Gerrard. At that time, intruder came to know that you are a kind of mystery man. You are somewhat a great man, right? Now Gerrard said, a mystery which I propose to explain. Gerrard said, you are right. I am of course a mystery man and I would like to tell you about my mystery. Now, intruder, disregarding him, you phone your orders and sometimes you go away suddenly and come back just the same. Those are just the things I want to do. Hearing about you was one of my luckiest breaks. So what did the intruder say? I don't want to know anything else about you, but the only facts that I know is you just give orders to the others, right? You just go out and come back anytime you want. Your life is like a boss life. So I am the luckiest one to meet you, to hear about you. To this Gerrard replied, apparently you have not the intelligence to ask why I am invested in this cloak of mystery. Now Gerrard said, okay, you have studied a lot about me, but you don't have the intelligence to ask me why I am invested in such a great mystery. Now intruder, preparing to shoot. As I said before, this conversation bores me. Now intruder said that, as I have told you before, I am getting bored now, and he was preparing for the shoot. Now Gerrard said, don't be a fool. If you shoot, you will hang for sure. If not as yourself, then as Vincent Charles Gerrard. So what did he said now? Don't be a fool, because if you shoot me, you will be hanged for sure. If not as an intruder, right? If not as yourself, then you will be hanged for sure as Vincent Charles Gerrard. Now intruder was shocked, amazed actually, and he said, what is this? What are you speaking about? Now Gerrard said, this is your big surprise. I said you wouldn't kill me and I was right. Why do you think I am here today and gone tomorrow? Never see tradespeople. You say my habits would suit you. You are a crook. Do you think I am a Sunday school teacher? So what did Gerrard started saying that? This is your big surprise actually. As I have already told you before that for sure you are not going to kill me after knowing the truth, right? You said that today I will be here and tomorrow I will be gone, right? And you never see tradespeople with me, right? And you said that your habit suits me, right? And etc. What do you think? Do you think that I am a Sunday school teacher? The intruder said, you may be a liar. Gerrard said, listen, the game's up as far as I am concerned. Things went wrong with me. I said it with bullets and got away. Unfortunately, they got one of my men and found things the fool should have burned. Tonight I am expecting trouble. My bag's packed ready to clear off. There it is. So what did the Gerrard said now? The game is up. As I am concerned now, right? He started explaining the situation. Things are wrong with me. I said it with bullets and got away. I am ready to leave from this place because they have already caught my men. And you can check my bag. There it is, right? Now the intruder, it's a bag, alright, and this is a gun, alright. What's all this? So now intruder checked the bag and he found a gun inside it. And on the other hand, intruder also notices that there are some clothes and other things in that bag. So he started questioning about that. Now Gerrard replied, that's a disguise outfit, false mustaches and what not. Now do you believe me? So he said that there is a false attire in that so that I can wear that and escape easily. Now the intruder replied, I don't know. He was confused now. He was confused that whether the Gerrard is really a criminal or he is acting like that. Now Gerrard said, for God's sake, clear the muddled head of yours and let's go. Come with me in the car. I can use you. If you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you have still got your gun. So what did Gerrard replied now? Don't be a fool now, for God's sake, let us run from here. Come along with me, sit in my car and we can run from here. And again, if you feel like it's a frame, it's a drama, then you are having a gun with you and I will be there beside you. You can kill me at that time. Now the intruder said, maybe you are right. So this is a good offer actually. Now Gerrard replied, then don't waste time. Goes and picks up hat and bag. So Gerrard ran towards his hat and bag now. Intruder, careful boss, I am watching you. So Intruder was still in dilemma actually, whether to trust Gerrard or not. Now the Gerrard said, I have got a man posted on the main road. He will ring up if he sees the police. But I don't want to leave it as late as that. Telephone bell rings. Come on. So what did the Gerrard reply? No, I have a man who is posted on the main road, who will be standing on the main road and who will ring us, right? Who will give us a missed call when he will be able to see the police, right? But I don't want to wait for all those stuff. So let's go from here. Now Intruder said, how do I know that? How can I believe you? Gerrard replied, oh, don't be a fool. Look for yourself. Gerrard opens doors and steps away. Intruder leans forward to inspect it with his side towards Gerrard but with the revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerrard gives him a push into the cupboard, knocking the revolver out of his hand. He slams the door and locks it, picks up the revolver and goes to the phone, where he stands with the gun pointed at the cupboard door. So what happened when Gerrard opens the door and steps away, Intruder also leans forward to inspect it, right? And with his side towards Gerrard but with a revolver ready in his hand, right? As he turns his head, Gerrard gives him a push into the cupboard actually. It was not the other door, it was the cupboard. So Gerrard locked him inside the cupboard and he immediately holds a gun, revolver facing the cupboard and he moves towards the phone. Intruder rattles doors and shouts, let me out of here. So Intruder was beating the door from inside and he was saying that, let me out of here. Just open the cupboard. I would like to come outside. Now what happened? Let's see. Hello, yes, speaking. Sorry, I can't let you have the props in time for rehearsal. I have had a spot of bother. Quite amusing. I think I will put it in my next play. Listen, can you tell our friend, the sergeant, to come up here at once? You will probably find him in the public bar. So what happened? Now he started continuing on phone, right? He started speaking on phone. He said that, hello, speaking, sorry, I was busy. That is what the reason I was not there on time for rehearsal. It means that he was an actor. Gerrard was an actor by profession, right? So that is what the reason he was very successful in making a story in front of the intruder and saving his life in a very smart way. I hope you all have enjoyed this lesson and I hope you got the moral, right? That you have to act very smart at the proper times. I hope you all have enjoyed the lesson, right? And I hope you got the moral of the lesson, that is, smartness is enough for dealing with all the situations and all the troubles in your life. Let us continue in our next class. Thank you.